We'll get this very strange timings of the slate going. Can you open it for her, please? Sorry about that. One sec. All right, this is a very weird timetable. So I don't know how many people. Oh wow, we got some people coming in here. Okay, so I guess the main thing is. Oh, no problem. The main thing is going to be the weather in this. Obviously, in this Chicago game, and what we do about it. Let's see if I can't get an update midstream here. Most outcome, most likely is late start and play, but there's some postponement risk. Yeah. I have to say that, I mean, for me, it's probably just a fade. JJJ. Now, just to confirm, JJJ, you John Jenkins from the I get all the names confused. If so, I have a neat little announcement for you. No, okay, no problem. Yeah, so I'll throw it out there. Hey, Adam, we're gonna have what's his name on doing the LOL videos with us. The DFS champ. I just I spoke to him today, and we're gonna get in there, dude. Listen, okay. So what you have here in the Discord right now. Hey, what's up, Bobby? So we have like legendary guests here, right? So I was just announcing to. I told Adam that we're gonna have DFS Chan come and do some videos or whatever. Brandon Cruz just came piling in to the baseball Discord. Yeah, just keep up
awesome.
Keep up the great work, Brandon, over there on your NASCAR stuff. And for those of you that are not into what Brandon's doing over there, I mean, there are very few very dedicated NASCAR people, and especially someone who hates NASCAR as much as he does. I mean, you hear him go on his anti-NASCAR rants. I mean, he hates NASCAR, but he likes gambling on it. I think that's the and I will say that of the content that I get with respect to how I generate my own takes and my projections and all this stuff, I think Brandon is probably responsible for at least 60% of it. So yeah. And yeah, Adam, I'm psyched to have Chan on here. He's gonna be, I don't know what's a major addition, but for those of you that like the LOL, he's like an incredibly major addition. You know what I mean? He's the best guy I know who does it. So whatever, what can I tell you? Better him than me, that's for sure. And he's gonna actually give some content on here, and hopefully we'll get it up and running in time for the playoffs, for the LOL playoffs this weekend, this Thursday. We have to figure out exactly how to do it because I'm going to be in Virginia Wednesday. So I might do it with him, or we might just give him the reins and say, hey, dude, just make your videos and we'll show him how to post it up there, whatever it is. Actually, zero, Adam. I don't look. I haven't looked at the Chan's projections ever. I don't know. I only looked at his videos. So not really. Every once in a while, I'll do a tweak with what Chan advises, but not. I haven't really imported any of his stuff into my stuff yet. Okay, so what's the deal in Chicago? That is the the Jerry Seinfeld line of the, what is the deal with Chicago? You know?
Yeah.
So tornado warnings in Chicago tonight. And, you know, we're getting exactly what I said, by the way, Bobby. You're getting a little bit, if you just look at like Roth or whatever, you get a little bit of positive, like whatever out there. So maybe people play it. I just think I'm going to exit. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm also considering I'm leaving at 6:45. I don't have the time to wait right up until the lock. So unless they say the game is a go, which they're just never going to do that, I'm probably going to exit, hope it looks decent, and then hope it rains out. That's gonna be my path to getting ahead of the field, I think.
Yeah.
That's my plan. What now? You have the luxury of being a little smarter. Like what's your plan?
I think, I mean, right now I've got a couple stacks of that game with Peralta for Milwaukee. I'll stack Milwaukee and play Peralta, and some I'll change it out if I get too nervous. But it's still hard to say at this point exactly what to do. I mean, overall it doesn't look good, but I think that, you know, getting no ownership on that game if it does play is obviously something I want to be a part of. So sort of stuck on that one a little bit.
And where are you on Musgrove?
So I think that it's hard to get off of him for me, and I'm annoyed by it because I wanted Peralta, but it's hard to, you know, and you made some good points about Giolito. So Castillo and Musgrove are my main pitchers on DK, and on FanDuel, Musgrove is my main pitcher. I do still feel like there's a good argument for playing some Giolito.
Sure. Yes. I mean, he can get for 13 strikeouts and like a one hitter. I mean, sure.
No, yeah. I mean, so I mean, it's just the problem is he's going to be. I mean, you brought up good points, and I'm a little concerned about him as well. But I also think that I ended up with Taillon in a couple lineups just because I don't love all that much pitching. But mostly it is going to be Castillo, unfortunately. I feel worried about him too. He's been great though, and I don't know. It's hard. This is why I keep ending up with Musgrove. I don't think that playing Zach Thompson is the worst idea either. I just can't seem to click that button in my big buy-in lineups for some reason. Okay. But I do kind of like it. Yeah.
I wonder what my build. So I'm running a build on the side here. If I built Xing Giolito and Xing the Brewers game, what that would look like. Let me just see what that would look like. I presume that it's going to give me 100% Musgrove Castillo, right?
Right.
Let's confirm that. I'd be kind of stoked if it gave me something stupid. You know what I mean? Like some crazy Cesar Hernandez, not Cesar Hernandez, some crazy Carlos Hernandez line or something like that. Let me just see what this gives me.
Yeah.
I mean, because it's got to look a little crazy for a slate like that, right? So I am actually getting. Oh no, that's a 3 pitcher. Shit. Okay, so if I in fact, this is weird the way SaberSim works. So if I in fact X out the Brewer game and X out Giolito, yes, I'm getting 100% Musgrove, 80% Castillo. But I am getting a little sliver of Hernandez, a little sliver of Hentges, and a little sliver of Bo Burrows, like 5%.
Yeah, I don't know what anybody like. I don't even know what to expect from the Hentges thing. Like this guy.
Yeah, I have him at a projection of 7.
He's pitched an inning the last 2 times he's pitched.
I have him with 7 fantasy points.
So yeah, just if you're gonna play him, just play. Don't.
Yeah. So no, that's what I'm doing. So that's what. Just because whatever, doesn't have to play it. I would. Hernandez has a shot, right?
Yeah, Hernandez does have a shot. I like that a little bit. I just am having trouble clicking that button in my big buy-ins too. But I don't mind that. I think that's a little bit more reasonable to me.
And it's driving me all the way, like I said, to the Yankees Kansas City game stack, pretty much, obviously.
Mm-hmm. The weather's doing that too. It's good hitting weather, and the problem in Minnesota, it's not blowing as hard in anymore. So I've come more onto the White Sox than I was earlier. and I do think people are going to have trouble fitting them in. So that's what I'm trying to figure out exactly. But again, more 3 and 4 man stacks for me today. To get different in my like Yankees 3-man, I played actually it's a 4-man Yankees on FanDuel, but I have Higashioka as the catcher as my first baseman to try and get a little different because it's obviously they're going to be popular. He won't be on FanDuel, but yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough to get exactly what you want today and get different. It's really 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 hard to get different. And I like the Merrifield, Benintendi, stolen base upside guys for KC. There's the power upside as well with those guys. And just building lineups, you can see if you're going to spend up a pitcher, it's pretty hard to get the full White Sox stack in, no matter what.
Right.
And it's the best the stack's been in a long time because we've got. I mean, since we've got Luis Robert back, we've got Eloy Jimenez back. And then you've got Abreu, Moncada, who I love today, Anderson and Hernandez. I really like all of them. It's just picking the ones you like the best, which for me are Abreu, Moncada, Anderson. And I love the Yankees KC game. I just also really like the Reds today. It's really, really hard to get off the chalk, is what I would say. But I think the White Sox are actually going to be much lower owned. So that's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, I'm going to do my FanDuel in a second here. That's definitely what I'm doing. I'm just so you guys know, true transparency. I am Xing the Brewers game. I am Xing Giolito. And then it's basically, and then you get forced into some things when you do that, but that's fine. Those are the stands that I'll take.
Sure. Absolutely.
And then it looks like my highest owned non-pitcher would be, I presume, I would guess Nicky Lopez, right? That's the way it's going to have to be.
I don't like Nicky Lopez. Guy has hit, I think, 1 home run in like 1,000 career at bats. He does have some stolen base.
Yeah, that's pretty good ratio.
I don't even know. It might not even be that. He might not even have. It might be worse than that. Actually, it's pretty bad. The guy plays every day and hasn't hit a home run.
Well, let me see what would happen then if instead of that I did instead of that much Nicky Lopez, I did. So then I would end up getting more Rosario that way, or Simmons, or I'd get more Cronenworth. Is Cronenworth going to play? Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, as of right now, I'd assume so, but I can't say that for sure.
Right.
White Sox. 25-7. Ryan O'Hearn also is another cheap guy I'm using a little bit of. I do have some Lewis Brinson where I don't have Musgrove. Just in the true transparency.
Yeah. We do FanDuel. So with FanDuel, like again, I don't know why I'm still afraid of DraftKings, but I'm gonna build a FanDuel and see what I come up with here. So I'm gonna do the same thing. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do the upload.
Eric, go ahead and stack. You can stack Miami, but again, you don't need to get. This is the same conversation I have with Eric every time. What's up, buddy? Great guy. He always wants to do the exact opposite, but you don't need to do the exact opposite and make terrible, go for the plays that are off. I don't mind a little bit of Miami, but I don't think that would be the best. That full stack wins it very often here. I understand taking some bats and I understand the leverage and I understand every part of it. It's just I don't think you have to go completely nuts on the other side of it. You know what I mean? I don't think that.
I'll give you an example, Eric. We talked about this in the early show when I was talking about fading Giolito. Bobby was saying, well, maybe you should go ahead and leverage and take Minnesota bats. And originally I was like, well, why do I don't really need to go that crazy. But then I thought about it, and it makes sense because Giolito, when he doesn't have it, I mean, he just gives up so much freaking power.
Yeah.
That you want to do that. I just don't think that Miami has that. You know what I mean? Just doesn't have that same kind of way to take advantage of Musgrove as say the Twins do of Giolito.
Yeah, I would tend to agree with that. And I have what's it called? I have Brinson in my lineups, as I mentioned already. I think Aguilar is fine. I just don't want to go with a full 5-man stack there. I don't even mind if you want to do 3 or 4. Like it's not terrible, but I would rather attack Giolito, like you're saying, which makes me, I still feel like Giolito is going to have a night tonight. So I'm a little nervous saying that, but again, it's just a feeling. It's been shaky at best so far. So.
Well, Giolito is not on FanDuel, right? Not Giolito. I meant Castillo.
Castillo's not on FanDuel.
Right.
It's Giolito and Musgrove for me over there. I don't think I'm going to play anybody else personally, but I don't mind if you want to take a shot with Taillon or Zach Thompson.
See what I did there? I don't know if you guys saw what I did.
Field stuff.
So again, what I'm doing here, guys, just so you know, I'm doing exactly what I did in my instructional thing. I uploaded my custom projections this way to SaberSim and see.
Yeah. I want to address what Eric's saying in there, but go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Go ahead.
So he says the Twins have BVP versus Giolito. Okay, so here's what the Twins are hitting against Giolito. 180 with 40 strikeouts. So they have 40% K rate. Sorry, it's not a 40% K rate. It's a 40 strikeouts and 160. So it's a 30, almost 30%. That's 27% K rate roughly, which isn't like incredibly bad for modern baseball. There's one player that's done anything against him ever. So I don't know where he's getting that. And that player's hitting 270 with 3 home runs and 29 at bats, and that's Max Kepler. This lineup has dominated this lineup completely. And he did it before consistently too when Cruz was there. So I don't say if you believe in BVP. I look at BVP for a pitcher's standpoint more than I do for the hitters, unless it's a huge sample. I am fine with Kepler, but I don't think that BVP is the reason why you should play against Giolito. You play against Giolito right now because he looks a little bit broken lately. That's my take sort of on that one.
All right, so what I have here, I have 9 entries on FanDuel. Okay. 9 entries on FanDuel, all of them in those types of contests. So I'm just going to build. Actually, I'm going to try to do a little SaberSim example here. So I have 1 entry in the single entry. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build this based on single entry sliders, which basically it's a little less kooky.
Mm-hmm.
See what it comes up with. And the thing with SaberSim and FanDuel, you'll notice if you ever use it a lot, is that they always leave, like, not always, but they often leave a lot of money on the table. This one isn't so bad. This is only 400 on the table. And this is with using Milwaukee, and yeah, so I gotta redo this because I want to take that out. Boy, Xing that out with a 3-game slate.
It's rough. 5 game slate on DraftKings, but yeah.
Going to provide some interesting interesting results here. Let's see. Let's build 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 lineups. Let's see what it does for me.
Sorry, Larnach. I by the way, I am stacking Minnesota a little bit. I'm not like off of that stack. I just don't think you use BVP as the reason because the BVP is terrible. It's pretty much it's the worst BVP on the slate.
Which? Minnesota.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tony, we know the game does very unlikely. Well, it doesn't look great, but that's what we're doing. That's where we're at right now. So I am going to have some stacks of that game with Peralta for stacking Milwaukee, but I'm not going to. There's a very good chance that by 5 my time, I'm going to change it if I get too nervous.
San Diego White Sox. All right, we're gonna stay true here. We're going to do the same thing on FanDuel. We're gonna fade. We're gonna end up with Musgrove anyway, and we're gonna fade the Milwaukee game. We'll see what happens.
Yeah,
it is what it is. You know, it's like
yeah.
I know it's good or bad, but it is what it is.
Yeah, that's right.
And if they do play Peralta and Peralta does get low ownership, it's an incredible play.
Yeah, you could literally just. I mean, you might get these guys at like no ownership, and that's just crazy on this small of a slate.
Hey, but I got a question for you. So last time Peralta pitched, I played him and he was really chalky. He ended up doing well, but you had, if I'm not mistaken, you had some issues with him because of the pitch count from the game before. Is that still possibly an issue?
Always a possible issue with Milwaukee.
Okay.
He'd thrown, look, he had a shutout going. He'd thrown 68 pitches. They took him out. They were up by a bunch. The game before that, they took him out after 51 pitches after 4 innings. But he threw 98 in his last outing. And I don't know what the hell they're thinking. They're saying that they're up by so much in the NL Central. There's a lot of baseball left. You know what I mean? Kind of crazy. That's a little BVP site thing. But yeah, it's man, it's not the most fun slate in the world. I'll tell you that. I'm not like going in there. Oh, I'm so excited to play this guy. I'm so excited to do this. No. I'm just trying to get weird and different in some of the right places and hope it pays off. And Minnesota definitely is one of those. I think Sano, Polanco, Kepler are my favorites. That's where I'm at.
Yeah, I got a but why is it that FanDuel still can't get freaking? I mean, it's actually the RG, whatever you call it. I can't get the exposures to work. What is it? 900% I have.
That's weird.
That's what this app is telling me. I got 600% Tim Anderson.
That's weird. I don't know what's going on.
You don't have that on your FanDuel?
I don't look at that. I don't have it loaded. I don't care.
Oh, okay.
I can see my FanDuel. I usually make like 4 lineups on FanDuel total.
Oh, okay. It's a little odd.
Yeah, it is a little weird. Definitely. Okay, so any other questions in here? Let's see real quick. Council's crazy, that's why. Yeah, he's crazy, but you know what's crazy, K9 Bronco, about it though? We always do this, and a lot of the other DFS touts do this all the time. They rip on managers. They rip on coaches in the NBA. You know who they ripped on the most last year? Tom Thibodeau, because he wouldn't play Emmanuel quickly enough minutes. Tom Thibodeau, I think, did the best job of anybody in the NBA last year, by far.
Very possible.
I don't think that team had any business being where they were. And
yeah.
So I'm not going to be the guy who says this. And also, like, we have to have a short memory a little bit, like in the case with Peralta or whatever. Like, but we also shouldn't treat it as gospel. Because he does it a couple times doesn't mean the council's going to keep doing that. He does have some wiggle room to play with because they're up by so much in the Central, but it's getting closer. Well, I cannot get a shortstop here to save my life, can I? Paying down at shortstop really sucks today. I guess I could play the Lopez thing. I just can't bring myself to click that button. Same thing with Ward for the Yankees. These guys, I need the guy to be able to at least hit a home run. You know what I mean? Have it in his repertoire that he can actually do it. I need to know that it's doable. And it doesn't seem like it is. Okay, let's do this. Oh, Jake Cave is another one from Minnesota that I like a little bit. Okay, there we go. I got my Minnesota stack in. And let's gamble, baby.
Okay.
I did a 4-man Minnesota stack. I didn't do the full 5, but I do like it.
Let's see what else we have here. Decent chance of a delay there. No changes. Late start and play most likely outcome in the Milwaukee.
Yeah, I think that in the Cincinnati game, I'm not crossing that. I can't do it. There's no way I'm going to let weather determine that much of my slate. You know what I mean?
In the Cincinnati game?
Yeah, there's probably a late start. They're saying.
No, I'm not worried about that one.
Yeah, I'm not going to let that dictate my anything. How are you with the Yankees today? You're stacking that game?
Yeah, I mean, I got them all. I mean,
yeah, makes a lot of sense.
At least I know what I'm rooting for.
What's that?
At least I know what I'm rooting for, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, look, the wind is blowing. It's 92 degrees. The wind's blowing out hard. Like, yeah, you can sign me up for that.
And I think the Cleveland Cincinnati game stack makes some sense.
Yeah, I have less interest in trying to pick on Castillo, but I do love Ramirez, and then the other guys are cheap, so kind of is easy to do. But just point out that Giolito has given up, 7 runs in his last 7 starts total. He did give up 3 home runs his last 2 games.
Who, Castillo, you mean?
Before that, had given up 1 in 10 games. So I don't know. It seems like to me, Cleveland, I could totally see it. I just personally like the other sides of it better a little bit.
Oh, no, totally. I mean, I definitely do.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe Giolito, maybe what's his name? Castillo pitches 6 really good innings, and then they still got to finish the last 3.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, in a 3-game slate, you know what I mean? Like, you don't need as many points.
Yeah, definitely.
That's why the Lopez thing doesn't bother me too much today.
The Lopez thing?
Yeah.
Which part?
That like playing him.
Oh, because of the situation. Yeah, I get it. Like right now, I have him. He'd fit in perfectly with this lineup that I like, but I can't seem to click this button.
Right.
It's like there's plays that, yeah, you understand. Yeah, he could get a hit and he gets a single and he steals second base in the first half. He pulls a Kevin Newman or something like that. That's what the Newman always does. When I always say don't play Newman. But yeah, I mean, he's a decent enough hitter. You probably don't want to have him as a one-off. Is what I would say.
Oh, I don't have him as a one-off.
Okay. Yeah. That's the only thing I would say about him there. And then if you're playing the Reds, play some Votto and Winker. Try and get those guys in because they're going to be the ones who are less owned against the lefty, and who knows how long Hamptons would even be in there. Yeah. Anyway, that's where I'm at least. Let's see, Giolito, Castillo.
And the good news, not the good news, whatever, is that the Musgrove's late, so you're not going to know what's going to happen for a while.
Yeah. Watch it'll like come by that game, and all of a sudden you'll get like a late scratch of Musgrove, and it's going to be like everybody's getting money. Isn't it crazy when that happens though? Like, what do we have? We had that withdrawal in golf from somebody who it was Hank Lebioda like a couple weeks back, and he made the cut on the number after making a really tough, like a 20-foot par putt, and then pulled out of the tournament, but he was like 45% owned in the single entry tournament. So everybody was like, who had 6 of 6s was like, a good portion of them were all dead. So it was like, you didn't need the crazy scores to win that week. All right, let's see real quick. I think that's what I'll do is I have Musgrove as my main pitcher in both my main lineups. I'm doing that Sheets moves that we like to do sometimes, and not playing him in my other stuff.
Yeah.
Man, it's so hard to play. I really think this Thompson kid is good, but it doesn't pitch that deep into games. You can get a little wild. This is a really tough San Diego lineup. Just can't quite seem to click it. Maybe the Hernandez thing is a way to go. Like, you know what I mean? I don't have that much of it, but it does make some sense to me. All right. Let's take a quick look in chat, see if there's anything else going on. Padres game is the lowest owned on the board. Can you play Musgrove and Thompson in the same lineup? I think so. Yeah. Absolutely, bud. I think that makes some sense. Red Stacks or Brewers are where you're at. Yeah, Rody, just going to depend on the weather for that one. We should get a new weather update from Roth at least, which I would like to check out.
Padres game is lowest on the board, and you can play Musgrove. Yeah. Red Stacks or Brewers, where I'm at. Yeah, I mean, makes sense.
Yeah, Reds definitely very well for me.
Hey, what about somebody's asking about the bets? Do you still like the Musgrove under 7.5?
Yeah.
So that's under 7.5 strikeouts for Jabroni. If prop bets are within your field of.
Yeah, I do like that.
Yeah.
Minnesota. 2 Yankees. Okay.
Jacob Rhodey with a Packers emblem, huh? Did
He's a
not know.
Packers guy. Rody, what do you think about what's up with your boy? What's up with Rodgers this year?
Yeah, I don't know. I think the Packers are going to struggle.
You think so?
I do, but back-to-back MVPs incoming. Okay.
Who's got back-to-back? He's gonna get another one this year. Yeah, he just may. Like I keep running into my Milwaukee stacks. Like it's like hard for me to click the button. The same thing with Arias over Benintendi. It's so hard for me because these guys who project well all the time but just have zeros. It was a good real life hitter, but like just absolutely no power whatsoever. It's hard to find the upside for me. But
all right, Christian, I'll go after this. What sports do you prefer for playing DFS? I really do like all the ones that I play, like but literally for different reasons. You know,
mm-hmm.
I have to tell you, the ones that honestly that's the most annoying is the NBA. It just is. Not to say that it's not the best. It's just the hardest. It requires more work than everything. That's not to say that that's bad, that it requires work, because everybody's got to do the work. But for me, it's just it's an all night thing. I mean, like with all the different NBA scratches and the minutes and all the stuff requiring so many pivots and zigs and zags and all that stuff is makes the NBA to me very, very challenging. You know, and it's frustrating. It brings up more negative emotions for me than positive. It does. I have to say. So that's for me is I'll play it, but for me that's probably the least enjoyable, if that's what you're kind of referring to.
So I love the NBA the most. I think it's the most skill. I think that it's by an astronomical amount the highest skill level. Like
I couldn't agree with you more.
it's so much harder, and it's also where I have my biggest edge. So I feel like that's why I'm biased towards it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
that's very typical, by the way, of experts like Bobby. Is usually their biggest skill edge is in the hardest sports that are popular sports. You know what
right.
I mean? Because number one, they're hard, and number two, everybody plays them. You know,
right?
Because there are things that are hard that just nobody plays. That's so great. Whatever. Soccer's probably really hard, but nobody plays it, so it's hard to get an edge. But But that's why Bobby's really good at basketball, because it's the hardest, which means that his edge, if he can get it, is just that much higher than everybody else's. So that makes perfect sense to me.
Yeah, I kind of miss it actually a little bit when I go through a little downswing. I'm like, I really miss that. Boy, how nuts would I have to be to play Gardner tonight? How bad is he? It's like crazy.
You say every once in a while, though, he'll do something.
He's hitting 200 with 4 home runs.
Okay, so 4 times someone was really happy to play Gardner. Right?
That's a fair way to look at it. I can't disagree.
NBA is not everyone's best sport. I promise you that, including me. So, what can I tell you?
I don't think everybody. I think there's people who are really flat out bad at it too.
No, I know. Everybody says that that's their best sport. Even though it's not.
Yeah.
It's down to 6.5 for Musgrove.
Oh, it went down. See, there you go.
Everybody's following the Bobby Fi steam.
It's already happening. Castellanos one.
Yeah, I saw that, by the way, Tony. The possible late start over there.
For over where sheets?
At Cleveland.
Cleveland, yeah.
like you're saying, you can't let the weather dictate your whole freaking slate.
Yeah, you absolutely can't. I'm telling you guys right now, I've got a few.
Gotta go stack the Marlins now. Very nice.
I really like
guys.
Play Trent Grisham tonight. No one's gonna play Trent Grisham. I'm just gonna say he looks way better and like he figured some things out. What are you laughing at?
What about who's that pitcher for the Marlins? I talked about that owned the Yankees. That he was the MVP of the World Series. Who?
Josh Beckett.
Yes, Beckett. Right.
I'm down to 55% Musgrove. I cut way down from 100.
I went to a Marlins game once. We saw, I think Chucky Carr got the game-winning hit.
Chucky Carr.
Yes, that is true.
I don't even know who that is, and that's really hard.
That's a long time ago, I think.
My baseball stuff is usually pretty good. I have no idea who Chucky Carr is.
Yeah, well, this is pre DFS for sure.
Yeah. One thing I'm not doing is fully stacking the Yankees on DraftKings. There's just no way they're going to be so popular.
Here we go. Chucky Carr. Chuck Carr.
Who was the umpire? I got to get that video again. That's the funniest thing. What is it? Who's the umpire? Can you hear me? Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Can you guys hear me, or is Sheets just out? Let me know, guys, whenever you can. Be very, very, very helpful. I don't know what's going on here, so let me know if you can hear me and if it's just Sheets' internet that's out. One, two, three. All right. They can hear me, so Sheets is gone. So, okay, we'll just keep going, guys. Any Taillon love with Bill Miller behind the plate? Yes. I do think that Taillon is viable. Yes, umpires are a factor, but probably less so than some people think, and it's more pitcher specific, I would say. But they're definitely a factor. And you're reading into such little tiny things to try and win at this game that any little edge you can get is something worth looking at. But I do like Taillon anyway. And Bill Miller is specifically extremely, extremely pitcher friendly. Any other questions, guys? Pop them in. Otherwise, I'm going to get out of here in a minute and finish my lineups. And good luck to everybody. If there's no more questions or thoughts that we've got. Yeah, thanks so much for tuning in, guys. Sorry, I don't know what happened to Sheets here. But yeah, appreciate you all. Remember, it's a month free if anybody signs up now. And yeah, check it out. Sheets are just crushing, just absolutely crushing everything. So good luck to everybody. Hope you guys do it. And let's make some money tonight.